Once upon a time, there was a girl with a dream. She graduated and went to France to pursue a master's degree. Several years later, she landed the coveted job. She stayed there for many years until one day the passion died. She didn't fit into the traditional job with rigid schedules, daily commute hours, and something bothered her a lot. She could only see the sun on weekends because she was closed indoors all day. That person is me. At the time, I was fascinated with photography, and when I left the company, I thought it would be my big moment. Months passed and I didn't make any money. I thought just taking beautiful photos would be enough and sales would come easily. I spent years trying not to give up. When we choose to pursue a passion, we become blind to the idea of working with what we love and forget how to succeed in the business. Difficulty in selling doesn't happen because the market is saturated. Usually the artist doesn't know how to sell. They get so obsessed with creating their art that they forget how to attract buyers. Look around you and you notice that in any profession, everyone fights for a place. But if you want to enter the artistic field, whether in photography, painting, or any other niche, you need to understand that there are two things that creates a barrier in the buyer's mind. One is the price. The higher the price, the greater the barrier to making a decision. The other is the need. If there is no immediate need, the purchase is postponed. Photography is not a necessity service, just like many other professions in the artistic field. When a child has a birthday in Brazil, regardless of social class, the mother will buy a cake or make one herself. Hiring a photographer for the party, however, is secondary and only happens if there is money left over. There can be a party without a photographer, but there cannot be a birthday without a cake. Some photographers fall into the trap of promotions and giveaways, thinking that what is hindering the sale is that the price isn't low enough. But that doesn't work. You only buy art or low-need services if the desire you feel is strong enough to justify the expense. And generating desire is one of the biggest challenges of any artist. In these years as a photographer, I experienced different strategies that made me realize that stability doesn't exist. One moment you're doing well and wonder why your colleagues cannot achieve the same result as you. I've earned more than 1,000 euros in a single session, but I've also gone through countless situations where I couldn't sell anything. I've had moments of high demand where I had to turn down clients, and many others where I felt completely undervalued, a wasted talent. Living from your passion is a privilege. When you make money, a wave of confidence invades you, and you feel like you can achieve anything. When you have to beg to make low-value sale, low self-esteem attacks, and you start to question your life choices. These ups and downs made me question my direction in life. At first, I was much more interested in photography when it wasn't paid. I don't know if it was because I was in the passion phase or because everything is more enjoyable when there's no pressure to please others. So 7 years later and many struggles, I wanted to leave everything, get a normal job, and leave photography as a hobby, like in the beginning. In 2019, I moved to a new city. This time I was living alone with a new profession as a photographer. My work consisted of spending 80% of the time on the computer and 20% photographing. Living in a city known for being antisocial, I spent a lot of time at home. I didn't know where to make friends as I was no longer in college and I didn't have old colleagues to gossip with during coffee breaks. Then the pandemic came and nothing changed. I was living the same way everyone else was complaining about. Isolated. The pandemic passed and my routine continued almost as if it never left. Recently, I caught myself looking at job offers. But sometimes I get tired of the highs and lows and feel a bit envious of those with regular jobs. The more I search, the more I realize how much of a privilege it is to live from a passion. I also don't have the vocation to feel trapped or earn a salary just to pay the bills. Once you get used to freedom, it's hard to accept any job that confines you. Moreover, everything requires experience. You can be a polyglot, but they won't hire you as a translator if you don't have a degree and years of experience. You can know how to write well, but they won't take you seriously if you've never written professionally. At 41 years old, I will have to start from scratch for the third time, investing years of my life perfecting myself in another profession with the risk of changing my mind again. I see myself doing different things in the future, but all related to my personal interests, such as languages, writing, home decor, or things that require art and creativity, like filmmaking. I also believe in the power of the internet to transform lives and make our work reach people across the world. Internet is the new business card. Everyone should take advantage of it. I always believed in the power of entrepreneurship. I believe we all have the resources to create our own income. It's not easy to have discipline when no one is forcing you to do your work, but I love the freedom that photography gives me. The freedom to choose what I want to do and when I want to do it. I also have the freedom of location. I travel when I want, move to another country when I feel like it, and can earn more by working less than many people. Despite dealing with the recent disillusionments of the profession and searching for a new path, I realize how much I want to maintain my freedom and create something that satisfies my soul. I also believe in the importance of having 2 or more sources of income. It's not only safer, but also allows me to meet new people, be in different environments, and relieve stress. That's why I'm always looking for something more, developing new skills, and opening myself to work beyond photography. It could be a new hobby, like creating videos, which could become a new source of freedom in the future. It could also be renovating and decorating a house, something that I want to do in a few years. Maybe one day you'll see me translating a film, and the next week photographing in another country. Life is a box full of surprises, and I don't know what the future holds, but I can only see myself free and making use of my creativity.